Hello, my name is Devin, and this is my plant channel. LA is a weird place. I grew up there, and my dad still lives there, so my partner and I try to visit at least once a year. It's nice going there compared to where we live because the technology is definitely more advanced and just like the society is more advanced, so seeing all the different things there is pretty cool. And there's always very entertaining places to visit, which we sort of lack where I live. This video will focus on the Huntington Library. If you haven't been there or don't know what it is, it's a library, but it's also a huge garden area in Pasadena, California. They have different types of gardens: Chinese, Japanese, Australian, subtropical. They have a cactus section. They have a bunch of stuff. It's huge and it's beautiful. So this channel being about plants, it will focus on that. LA, there are things I don't miss, like the traffic, but there are things I miss all the time, like the food. I think one of the most interesting things about being in LA, having gotten into plants more recently, especially what people consider indoor plants, is there's so many plants in LA that thrive just outside that people go to great lengths where we live on the East Coast to make sure they survive and do well. And even at some people's collections best, those plants don't do nearly as well as they do in just somebody's front yard in LA. And that's so interesting when you think about that. It's something maybe you don't think about too much, but it makes sense. Plants thrive in their what is supposed to be their native environment. The Japanese garden was probably my favorite part. This is the Chinese garden. They had a really cool herb section, like a garden dedicated to the herbs they use medicinally and traditionally in China. And it was cool to see certain things in person that you don't see in that form, like a sesame plant. That was really cool to see. My favorite part of the entire day definitely had to have been the bonsai exhibit, though. I love tiny trees, whether it's bonsai or if you've seen in my older videos, I have Sarah. That's my favorite plant. It's a tiny little tree guy. I have a bunch of tiny little tree guys, bonsai or not, just anything that resembles a tree and is small. I'm infatuated with. I love it. They had so many here. One thing that was pretty interesting was they even had a ginkgo bonsai, which I didn't even know. I mean, it makes sense. I feel like you can like bonsai pretty much anything, but the ginkgo is funny because where we live, ginkgos grow full size and they're kind of hated because they drop this fruit that smells so bad. I'm not sure if it's fruit, but part of the tree drops. There it is, right there, a bonsai ginkgo, and the smell is awful. And they're all over our town. They are beautiful, but once a year they drop all this stuff, and it smells so bad. And that's so funny to see a bonsai ginkgo because I never would have thought about it, but it probably doesn't fruit, so it's actually not a bad idea. And now we're getting into the tropical area. My favorite thing about this, honestly, similar to what I was saying about the cactus and plants just being in people's front yards, but to see really common houseplants like monsteras just in their like full health, full size, thriving was really cool because it's just so common. You know, you go into a cafe, at least where I live, and there's a monstera in the corner, and it's like doing okay, but it has like a bunch of dead leaves and stuff, and like people struggle to take care of certain things. And it's just funny to see all these plants just in their what the environment they thrive to be in. And I think as indoor plants people, we don't think about that enough because you're just never going to give it the exact environment it wants. You can replicate as much as you want, but... And that was pretty much it for the Huntington Library. It took us 4 hours in 100-degree heat to do what we did, and we asked somebody to work there, and they said it takes like 5 to 7 to do the entire gardens, so we wanted to head back. And here's my partner checking out this bookshelf. We went to this really cute plant cafe, and I absolutely loved it. In the first and last day of our trip, we of course went to We Spa. We go every single time we go to LA. I love it. It's a Korean spa. If you haven't been, you should try it if you go to LA. They have amazing food at the cafe and a bunch of different types of saunas. This one is my favorite, the clay sauna. I love laying on the little clay balls. They're just, it feels amazing. There's no feeling like it. And it's like 120 degrees in there, and it's just so nice. And then they even have this cold sauna. I'm not a huge fan of this one, but my partner really likes to go in after we've been in one of the hot saunas for a while. And it definitely shocks you. It feels good. And then the trip had to come to an end. Which I am glad to be back to routine, and I'm happy to be making more content in our house. Thanks so much for watching if you did. I will be continuing to upload on this channel, so subscribe and like if you want to hang out and see more.